Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we're going to be providing an update on Digihost Technology. This is a micro-cap crypto miner. We've covered it on the channel previously and they're up huge over the last 30 days. So I wanted to do a quick refresher and talk about some recent developments. Now before we get into it, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. And let me know in the comment section below if you're currently holding shares of Digihost, what you thought about this recent news, and how you think they stack up to some of the other miners that we cover on the channel. Now with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're going to be providing an update on Digihost Technology Inc. Trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol DGHI. We've covered this company a number of times on the channel. It's a micro-cap crypto miner. I'm not currently holding any shares or call option contracts, but I've been watching this stock closely over the last couple of weeks, and it's absolutely breaking out, as you can see on the 6-month chart here. So market cap on Digihost is sub $50 million, so really a fraction of the size of some of the other like Hut 8 Mining, Riot, Marathon, CleanSpark, or Bitfarms that we talk about on the channel regularly. And you can see this is as of close on January 18th, so Wednesday, $1.18 US. They're up 12% on the day, and actually a lot of the crypto miners that I follow are actually down on this trading session, an additional 4% in after hours to get them to $1.23 US. And it was actually only just a couple of weeks ago, so December 29th, that Digihost was trading at 36 cents US. So almost a 3x in the last few weeks for anyone who's invested in this company. Now in today's presentation, we're going to talk about some recent news and outlook from Digihost. We're going to jump over to their corporate website, and we're going to talk about my outlook moving forward for the crypto space in general as we enter 2023. Now, as I mentioned, we've covered Digihost on the channel previously. This was my last video that came out about 4 months ago, and you can see here, I've fast forwarded to the part where we're looking at the chart. Digihost at that point in time was trading just shy of $1.97 to be exact, Canadian, as you can see under the DGHI.V listing, which is a Toronto venture listing. So if we actually pull up the Canadian listing, you can see on this side of the border, we're trading at $1.52. So for anyone who took action after watching that previous video, congratulations. You're probably up anywhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50%. And I think there's still a ton of room to run on Digihost and the crypto mining sector in general as we move into that big halving event in 2024. Now, this is the article that I wanted to talk about in detail during today's presentation. Came out January 3rd. It's titled Digihost Announces a 60% increase in Bitcoin production during 2022. And you can see on the right some of the other crypto miners that we follow. So CleanSpark was down about 4% on the session. Hut 8 Mining was down 6%. And Bitfarms closed out at a loss just north of 1%. So the fact that Digihost was up double digits during this trading session really is testament to what this company is doing and the investor appetite for this small cap crypto mining stock. Now, in terms of the actual article, everything's listed in US dollars here for the entire year. So calendar 2022, Digihost mined a total of 832 Bitcoin. So really a fraction of what we've seen from some of the other miners, with CleanSpark and Bitfarms nearing in on 500 to 600 Bitcoin per month. However, again, based on the size of the operation and the market cap of this company, still quite impressive. And again, a 60% increase from the 521 Bitcoin that Digihost was able to mine in calendar 2021. Now, in terms of their actual monthly results or December results, they mined about 57 Bitcoin in the month. They have a total holdings or reserve of about 111 Bitcoin, which is valued just north of 1.8 million. That's based on a Bitcoin price of $16.5 thousand US. However, if you fast forward to the middle of January here, Bitcoin has been on a major run and is now trading close to $21,000. And what I also like about Digihost is they have an Ethereum holding as well of about 800 Ether, which is valued just shy of $1 million based on a $1,200 Ethereum price. And again, we've seen a big jump in the price of Ethereum over the last couple of weeks, which is now trading north of $1,500 US. Now, in addition to their crypto reserves, so the Bitcoin and Ethereum we just talked about, which totals approximately $2.8 million US, so about 10% of their overall market cap, they also have $1.8 million in cash for a total of about $4.6 million of liquidity in this company. Now, similar to what we've seen with CleanSpark and Bitfarms, Digihost is really opposed to diluting existing shareholders, so they've started selling off a portion of their Bitcoin each month to fund their operations, and that's what they call out in this bullet point here. And the other thing that I absolutely love about Digihost is they have virtually no debt, aside from $935,000 that's a vendor take-back mortgage on their Alabama facility. So a very good looking balance sheet here, you guys, and although they're not producing the same volume of Bitcoin that we've seen from some of the other heavy hitters in this space, a lot of cash on their balance sheet and what looks to be like a very stable platform to weather this bear market we're seeing in the crypto industry. Now again, because of their exposure to the United States, we saw a very similar thing in the month of December to what we saw from the team from CleanSpark. So that big weather situation or storms in Western New York, which actually impacted their operations for the month of December. And they then go on to talk about some of their year-over-year comparisons, which we mentioned in the intro. Now, a couple of new operational updates that have come out since our last video that I definitely wanted to touch on is the North Towanda power plant acquisition. So Digihost has actually gone out and are currently finalizing closing documentation related to their purchase of a 60 megawatt power plant in North Towanda, New York. So this is going to be a major addition to their portfolio. You can see it's going to provide about 1.3 exahash based on an approximate generation run rate of about 50 megawatts. And they've actually already began installing infrastructure in the property adjacent to the power plant, which is going to be combined with Digihost's current New York State operations to bring the total computing capacity in the state to about 1.7 exahash. So aggressive growth plans here. Their Alabama site is continuing to be built out. They're on schedule for budget and time with their initial computing capacity of about 100 petahash, which came online in the month of December. Phase 1 overall is scheduled for completion in Q1 of 2023, so very soon here. And that's going to provide about 23 megawatts of power, which equates to total mining capacity of about 550 petahash at their Alabama facility location. Now they do have phase 2 of this location currently in design, and that's going to add an additional 33 megawatts of power, or over double the current capacity at this facility. So between their New York State and their Alabama sites, you're going to be looking at approximately 2.2 exahash by the end of this quarter of 2023. So again, growth plans on the horizon for Digihost to really help them increase production as we move into that big halving event again in 2024. Now they've also got a third facility in North Carolina. This one's really in preliminary phases. So they actually acquired 25 acres of land with a potential power allocation of up to 200 megawatts. So a very big capacity at this location. And they expect to commence development in Q1 of next year. So again, on the timeline, on the horizon here, but no action in the immediate future at their North Carolina location. So really a number of things to be excited about here. Big year-over-year production, a number of new operational updates, that purchase of the big power facility in New York State, and the aggressive expansion at their Alabama location. Now, if you didn't watch my previous videos, we're going to jump over to the corporate website. I'll leave a link in the video description below, but I would definitely encourage you to go back and take a closer look at the Digihost presentations. Unfortunately, they don't have an updated investor presentation. I've reached out to investor relations to see if I can get my hands on that. But as you've probably guessed, this is a Bitcoin or blockchain focused technology company based in the United States. So very similar with CleanSpark, as we just saw with those 3 facilities or locations we discussed. And the business model really does look a lot like CleanSpark. They're looking to exploit opportunities that increase their hash rate, reduce energy costs through favorable contracts and vertical integration like we saw with that power plant purchase, and increase the company's inventory of Bitcoin mined and held. And they then close out by talking about that growth strategy and the focus on becoming one of the fastest growing Bitcoin mining companies in North America. Now this slide here talks about the investment thesis and gives some specifics of their facility. So Digihost maintains a single large-scale cryptocurrency mining operation. Again, we're talking about some of their expansion in 2023. They currently own about 12,000 miners with a total operating capacity in the neighborhood of 42 megawatts. And again, all of this is changing and evolving as this expansion progresses. They keep their energy costs low, and their high-efficiency data center features some of the best-in-class technology with software monitors, hardware temperature, hash rate, memory, wattage, and cooling fans that run 24/7. Now, the final thing I quickly wanted to cover in today's presentation, and again, very similar to CleanSpark, is their DigiGreen initiative. So DigiGreen will focus on immediate steps to create, source, and find sustainable, environmentally and economically sound in-house practices, specifically in energy generation. And Digihost is actually well on their way to meeting this goal. They've previously reported over 90% of the energy consumed in their actual mining or Bitcoin mining operation is sourced from zero carbon emission projects, and more than 50% of the overall energy that the company uses is generated from renewable sources. So again, another huge initiative here, and they're pursuing that 100% renewable strategy that we've seen from a lot of these miners to really combat a lot of that negative stigma around Bitcoin mining and the impact on carbon emissions. So with that being said, a lot of activity coming from Digihost over the last couple of weeks. The share price has been on an absolute tear, and again, congrats to anyone who's holding a position in this organization. I'd be super curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you think Digihost stacks up to some of the other miners we talk about on the channel? What did you think about their December and 2022 results? And how do you think they're positioned moving into 2023 and that critically important halving event in 2024? Now, if you're still watching the video, hopefully you found some value, so make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. We'd love to have you as part of the community. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.